So most people overcomplicate the bench press. They jump between random exercises, they change programs, and they still don't get stronger. When I bench 160 at 68 kg body weight, it wasn't because of anything fancy. It came from a few key accessory exercises that actually carried over to the main lift. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 accessory exercises that made a difference, and how you can actually use them so they transfer to your bench. The first one is close grip bench press. This is probably the most important accessory for building a bigger bench. Why? Because it overloads your triceps and teaches you to press without relying purely on your pecs off the chest. Most lifters will fail their bench halfway up. That's not a chest problem, that's a triceps and positioning problem. Close grip fixes that. But here's the mistake, most people turn this tricep exercise into a bodybuilder movement. Elbows flared, bouncing, half reps. That's useless for carryover. If you want to transfer it to your bench, you need controlled eccentric, pause on the chest sometimes, and heavy loading. Treat it as a main lift. For me, I normally do 4 to 8 reps, 2 or 3 sets, and progressive overload it, just like in my comp bench. Second is dips. Dips build pressing strength through the bottom and mid-range, especially for lifters who struggle with chest drive. But again, most people mess this up. They either go too upright or cut the dip short. To carry over this into bench, you want to lean slightly forward. Make sure you have a full range of motion and controlled reps. If your shoulders can tolerate it, weighted dips are even better. For me, I didn't use it as my main builder, but as a secondary overload movement that helped me push heavy pressing volume without burning out my bench. Think of dips building base strength that your bench sits on. Now this one surprises a lot of people. Face pulls. This isn't a pressing movement, but it's one of the main reasons why my bench stayed strong long term. If your upper back is weak, your bench is unstable. You lose tightness, your bar path drifts, and you leak force everywhere. Face pulls build rear delts, external rotators, and upper back endurance, and that directly affects how stable you are under heavy loads. I didn't treat these as a burnout exercise. I did them consistently with intent. A 160 kg bench isn't just pressing power, it's maintaining control under a heavy load. The next is incline bench press, one of my favorite exercises. This is your upper chest and shoulder builder, but more importantly, it teaches you how to press heavy in a slightly different groove. A lot of lifters with weak benches are just bench press specialists. That sounds good on paper, but it actually limits you. Incline strengthens the top half of the press and builds stronger shoulder drive out of the bottom. I use this exercise as a secondary heavy press, usually around 6 to 10 reps, 2 to 3 sets. But this doesn't replace flat bench, it supports it. If your incline is going up, your bench will go up. The last one is pause bench. And honestly, this may be the most important accessory for raw strength. This is because it removes your stretch reflex. If you can't stay tight on the chest, you don't have a bench press. Pause bench forces you to build pure starting strength, and it exposes weaknesses instantly. If your bench stalls off the chest, pause bench immediately fixes that. If your setup is loose, pause bench immediately fixes that. I always use it in my training in some form, sometimes light and technical, sometimes heavy and brutal, but it's always there. And every kilo you add to your pause bench will definitely show when you attempt your bench press max. So those are the 5 accessories that carried over to my 160 kg bench at 68 kg body weight. Close grip, dips, face pulls, incline bench and pause bench. The key isn't just doing them, it's progressing them just like you do with main lifts and actually understanding the weaknesses that they're fixing. Tell me in the comments what accessories you're going to do to help improve your bench and tell me what number you're aiming for. I want to know.